Well, welcome to this week's show for Drawn to Whitetails. I'm Drew Ramage. Got a great show lined up for you this week. We've got Josh Yancey and Jeremy Case showing you an entry and exit route to one of our stands that we've got on this new lease. We've got some interesting terrain features on this new piece of property, and they're going to go into detail of how we're going to utilize some of that terrain to get to one of the spots that looks pretty darn good on this piece of property. But I'm standing here in one of my Tecomate fields from last year. This is where I actually was able to harvest Mr. Crabs. And we had this, and what I just said, Tecomate, and it had some clover in that blend that I used, but I also came in here and frost seeded it. But what I did last weekend, we had a bunch of rain in the forecast, so I came in here and kind of knocked the top off some of the weeds and probably oats and other stuff that were coming up from last year. And this clover is really starting to flourish in this old plot. Between the frost seeding and the clover that's there and the rain that we've had, it's really starting to come up, especially since I've knocked out some of the competing vegetation. I got another piece of the property I did not get to last week. I'm going to try to do that later this week. And I'm probably going to come in here and try to spray it and kill it with some of stuff that'll kill the weeds, but not the clover, the next week or so. But if you've got the opportunity right now, it's the perfect time to be doing that. The weather is absolutely perfect for it. And go ahead and get out some of the competition from the clover and let it thrive. Well, let's jump into this week's show, and then I'll wrap it up at the end.
Welcome to Drawn to Whitetails. It's May 14th. First of all, I'd like to say happy 23rd birthday to my son. He's growing up on us.
Growing up, yeah. All of our kids are growing up. But I'm Josh Yancey.
Jeremy Case.
And what we're doing out here today is we've come out, turkey season's over, so we're all crying the blues. We ain't got nothing to hunt, shoot, or anything else. But anyway, what we're doing is, our logo is
Season never ends.
And it doesn't. So what we're out doing is we got a new property that we're going to deer hunt this year, and we come down here to clean some ditches out so we can access some of these stands that we've put up.
If anybody's watched us too, they know that that's our pet peeve, is entry routes and exit routes.
Exactly. So, and we love to be able to use, if you got a farm that's got ditches on it and creeks on it, that's what, that's just a tip. We love to use it. I mean, because it's so easy to slip in and out of an area without deer knowing you're there. You don't leave no scent on the ground. It just makes everything good. Now, I understand, and that's what we're going to touch on in today's show too, is that not all farms have that access, and this farm is very limited with that kind of access. We got one creek that runs basically in the middle of this thing, and we've got basically one stand right here that we're by that we can use this creek as access. But the problem is that the beginning of this farm is wide open. And I mean, I'm talking, what do you think? From here to the front of the farm is probably, what, a half mile?
Yeah.
And so you got to negotiate a lot of field to get to where we access this creek. And so basically it's tricky. And you just got to use, tree lines to access, and, just, there's really a hard way to not bump deer. I mean, when you're getting in on an open property, but you just got to use and kind of know where the bedding areas are and know how to get in there the best of your ability without leaving a bunch of scent and leaving bumping all the deer out going in there.
Run them out of the fields on the way out.
Yeah. So today we're just been in here. We've been going down through this ditch and taking a chainsaw and cleaning all of it out. I'll touch on one other thing. It's May the 14th, and it's like, what, 50 degrees?
With like a 20-mile-an-hour north wind. So,
yeah. When I woke up, I told my wife, I said, is it October 14th or May the 14th? But it feels like October. I mean, we all wish it was October. I can say that. But what we've been doing, we've been going down through here and clearing all these ditches out, so when it gets ready for season, all we got to do is we got our accesses cleared out, we're ready to go. And that's what we like to do. We like to get our stands set, and I'll touch on one other thing since we're talking about that. We find our places based on how we're going to get in and out of a place. We look at the terrain, and we don't concentrate on a whole lot on sign, but we look how the terrain forces deer to move. And that's a good tip, is how, if you can look at your farm and you can see how deer move, and then figure out how you're going to intercept it, and then, but the first of all is figure out how you're going to get in and out of there without letting the deer know that you're there. So that's kind of what we're doing today. We're just kind of taking some time to clear this stuff out, getting it ready. We got to go to one more farm after this, and we got a ditch we're going to clear out there, get that one ready, and that means 2 that's out of the way, and they're ready to hunt. So that's kind of what we're doing, and kind of some tips what we got going on. So just use that to your advantage. And you know, I know, like I said, you can't always use ditches and creeks, but if you can, I strongly advise use it. But anyway, season never ends. Thanks for watching. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's topic. As you can see, ditches and creeks are a big thing that we utilize here at Drawn to Whitetails to help us to get in and out of our stands being undetected. That creek is going to be absolutely phenomenal to help us get to the back part of that property undetected and without bumping deer. The more you bump those deer, they're going to start patterning you, and you're not going to be able to hunt them as effectively as if you can't get in and out of a property undetected. That wraps it up for this week's show. Next week, not sure what we've got, but we're going to be doing several things here in the next couple of weeks. We've got some stands we're going to be adjusting based off past behavior that we've seen with deer that'll maybe help us get into the game a little bit better. One stand in particular that I've got in mind, it's not so much the stand's in a great location, but my entry and exit was pretty bad, so I'm going to adjust that, and I may just have to hunt the fringe a little bit rather than being right down in the middle of it all and not being able to get in and out of there undetected. But we've got some interesting topics over the next couple of weeks. We hope you continue to join back and watch us, and hopefully the information we're sharing can be beneficial to you. So that's all we got this week. Thanks for joining us, and as we always say, the season never ends.